with sound and everything. You moved on me. I tell you, lady, you moved.
I did not move. I've been exactly in the same spot.
She moved on me. It's fine. All right. Well, happy Valentine's Day. This is P over here.
M over there.
Patricia.
Mariah.
And together
We are PM Artist Studio. That was pretty good. My hearing is back, so I can sing better.
You were a little chirpier than normal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. If you want to hang out in the background, that's totally fine. Take a seat in the back. Just peek your head in. No worries. Do give those thumbsy upsies. Mucho importante
those.
here in the beginning. It's very important in the beginning because then it lets everybody know that has similar likes to come on
over.
That's right. Very good, P. Very good.
I'm on it today.
You're sharpening things. That's lovely.
Nothing worse than a dull pencil.
That's right.
Well, a dull person is.
There's that.
Pencil's right up there.
Uh-huh. Okay, well, let's say hello to everyone. And then we'll get into some announcements. And then we'll get into some tweaking things. Because that's what we're going to do today, I think, right? You're going to show...
I'm already started. I'm tweaking as we talk.
Tweaking as we talk. Why is it that now... It's like you moved the camera the other day. And now it just... it's making me crazy. It's making me just... crazy. I don't know. I'm going to try to stop obsessing about that. But it is making me crazy. Okay, we've got Ann, Arkansas Crazy Quilter. That is Dawn, I believe. And we have Heather, Belinda, Candy, Carrie, Charmaine, Darcy, Dana, Deb, Denise. Eddie's here. Oh, who else just popped in there? I think Miriam did. Awesome. Hello, Miriam. Estella, Evie, Fran, Ginger, Griffinshell. That's Rhonda, Jacqueline, Jamie, Joni, Julie. Kim Polton's here. Kathy, Linda, Martha, Maxine. Ooh, see people coming in. It's changing things on me. Melissa in Maine. Michelle. Nightbot's here. Remember, she'll be the one that drops in the information in the chat for links to things like our website, to our Facebook group, all that good info. Usually prompted by one of our mods. But she does her own thing, too. Patty Fulton's here. Wonderful. So excited because we have your stuff, Patty. And woo. Oh, my God. You went above and beyond. Pink is here. Reverend Sonia. Silver Granny. That's Lynn. Stitching Art. That's Paula. The Messy Palette. That's Diane. Hello, Diane. It's been a little while. And we've got Trish Coogan. That means Evie's here. Willow Rose Creations. Sherry, you changed your thing. You added more info. That's Sherry. Black Dog Designs. Alright, I know some other people popped in there. Sorry if I missed you. Lynn, let's see, I think, yeah, she popped in there. Carla. Alright, guys. Well, I'll try to hit you up in the chat there. Let me know if I did miss you. Oh, hello, Jenny from Iowa. Welcome. I believe you are new. Alright, so, should I go topside?
Sure.
See,
We'll talk about Patty's.
She sent the most amazing ATCs and coins.
And coins. And remember we talked about our coins.
Our coins
I'm so
were
glad
sad.
we don't have any of our coins out here.
We should just show how sad they were.
They were just so...
How lacking in their circularness.
Yeah.
And we didn't know about the punches at the time.
Circularly challenged.
Yes, they were.
Okay, look at I'm going to hold this one back because this one is absolutely... But it's so cool because I had a kitty named Winky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Good old Winkers.
She put Frida Kahlo on the back.
I know. They're very cool cards. None that, like, we've ever had any like these. I mean, everyone's unique, but, like, sometimes there's a certain... I don't know. These are just very unique.
Just the eyebrows there.
The eyebrows
this
crack
is a
me up.
very
Serious cat.
Serious as a cat on a hot tin roof looking to...
With what do you call that thing that they put around the neck? There's a name for that.
A ruff.
A ruff, yes. That's a rough kitty. Love that. That's funny.
It's a very particular kit. I want you to look at the stitchery here.
Yeah, that's just most fantastic.
Look at these coins. You will notice their perfect roundness. And then they have a cool little...
And they're thick. We enjoy the thickness.
Yeah. And then this is a really artist trading coin stamp here. Isn't that the cutest thing?
Hey, Acme. How big is the coin? They're 2.5.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, because they're the
that's
width.
That's the standard.
Yes. It's like the width of an ATC, but...
Yeah, here. 2.5 at its widest point. I should be putting this on top of it because there we go. See, it comes right to the edge there.
Yeah, right there.
This is my very. Yeah, this is the thing that comes off of the aluminum foil.
Yeah.
It makes a nice little tear.
She frankened her ruler.
I frankened my ruler. Okay.
Nothing's safe around here.
Okay, so these are swell and elegant, right? Look at that tiny little bug there. Look at this wonderful emboss.
You see those 3 circles at the top there?
Yeah.
Yep, that's the center. Perfect.
Well, I'm not always cognizant of that.
I know. That's why I'm here to tell you. Hey, there's 3 little circles, and if you center up to those, you'll be in the center.
And there's some very nice metallic on here, but I don't know how she got. I don't know if she cut those out.
Hey, Macy.
If it's a stamp.
Hello, Susan.
But thought that was quite remarkable. Cute little vintage note card there.
It's super cute.
And cute turquoise packaging.
Now show the fish.
I'm getting there, Mariah. If you just show your chest.
This fish is
right.
awesome.
Now this is definitely a catfish, and you know that because it's got whiskers.
Patty, can you confirm?
Catfish, right?
Or did you just know, like...
No, that's a catfish.
I'm trying to fix my bangs. I hate that little callet thing that I have in it. Anyway.
Well, I had to wear a hat today because my calic was like... And I tried to wet it down and calm it down, and it was just not having it.
Very sparky.
My hair gets wirier as I get
Happy
older.
Valentine's to you, Belinda.
Look at this.
Oh, she did the one with the hexagon punch.
Watch this.
I mean, this is I think this is one of the fanciest ATCs we've ever...
And then you got another fish coming at you.
So great.
Isn't that the neatest thing? No human being, however great or powerful, was ever so free as a fish. John Ruskin.
So it's not, the fish isn't her design. That's Gwen Lafleur.
Yes, Gwen Lafleur. And I appreciate you giving credit. And I'm so happy that you said that, Mariah, and I didn't.
Well, Patty told me in the chat. So.
Oh, and she did. Yes, Gwen Lafleur. And it's Gwen, capital LA, capital FLEUR. Well, I'm going to make every effort to find that fish because I really like it a lot. And I like the way you colored it. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it's lovely.
Well, it's just so well thought out too,
and how you did it.
That was very clever.
It just is.
We are impressed.
Yes, I really wish I could think of clever things like that. I don't think.
Well, I feel like I should have.
Yes, you should.
That's kind of my job.
That's kind of your job.
I have been inspired.
Hey, by the way, the coughing has subsided. I've gone 2 nights now.
Just a little update on the sickness.
Out having to, medicate myself to the point of unconsciousness so I don't cough. Yeah. So things are looking up.
Yeah.
All right. Now I neglected.
Oh, she says it's a paper artsy stamp, or it could be a stencil. The fish.
Oh.
Maybe we should make a fish. You need to draw a fish.
Well, I think we should just put Brad on it. He can find one. I like it because it's very, the way it's curving and coming, it's not just a flat, dead fish. It's a fish with some action. Fish with an attitude. I liked it. Okay, so I have been tweaking. And I forgot to talk about the papers that Marcia sent. Talked about her wonderful earrings. and all the other little goodies and the paint rollers but I've already
Hi,
used.
Fiona.
Where is it?
I thought it was a koi too. See. I think some kois have that.
Have little whiskers?
Uh-huh.
I think it's.
What do you guys think? She thinks it's a catfish.
I think it's a catfish. Well, that's what we would say in the South. I mean, we don't know about kois, although we do have one down in the
we have.
tank.
Yeah.
We got one lone koi that survived.
Mm-hmm.
I worry that he's lonely. She's lonely.
Yeah, we know it's a she. Because when there were
But
others.
she may be really glad that other asshole's gone. Because he just bothered her all the time.
Sugar biscuits.
Wasn't
Lovely.
a very nice fish. He up and died, and that we didn't lose too much sleep over it.
See, kois are carp. That's what Anthony says.
Kois are carp.
Hello, Anthony.
They're in the carp.
Catfish have whiskers. He's confirming these things.
Yeah.
It sort of has. I don't know. I think it's a hybrid.
Could be. I don't know if those carps and
koi.
or
Catfish.
catfish and kois made up. Somehow or other, I just don't see that happening. But you never know.
Yeah, see, the Japanese koi tattoos have whiskers. That's what Diane says.
Huh.
Yeah. It's definitely a fancier fish than a catfish.
No, it's fancier than the one we got downstairs.
Mm.
Okay, so I used Patty. I used. God, it just went like Marcia's papers on here, but then I went over it
Did her little line stuff.
with my little line stuff because I just thought I needed a little white someplace, and that seemed like a logic after I had embossed the flower. So I've spent a lot of time, and there's I wrote down all of the, let me just find my list here, as I wrote it all down so I would remember it. Yes.
According to the interwebs, kois do have whiskers too. Yep. No worries, Kim. Keep working.
Okay. Now here is, okay, you remember this? In fact, I think this is the one that is right up front on Sundays, the one that you took after the stream. This card.
Oh.
It was kind of pink and blue.
Oh.
It's not pink and blue anymore.
Obviously.
Obviously. Okay. So here's my list of tweaky things. Okay, we started off with watercolor, Canson watercolor paper, and watercolor, right? You all saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was gel printed. Oh, and I thought, and actually stamped was number one, because remember I had the stamps out there before I watercolored. Kind of got that out of order. Oh, well. There's some restamping there. So, yeah, restamping down here somewhere. Stamped, collaged, colored pencil, Uniball Signa over collaged paper, stenciled with pearl white stencil butter. 7 different mediums used there.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. All right. So.
Ooh. Anthony has new bearings. He'll be posting those, so keep an eye out in Makers for those, y'all. I think they go pretty quick.
Oh, I think they do. And I absolutely, you know, I want Froyle to use a Baron. But I don't know that she does that much. She does a lot of tissue paper.
Yeah.
And I don't use the Baron so much on my tissue paper because the paint comes through, and I don't want to screw up my pretty body. I mean, I have, and I've kind of had to sand it off and wash it up.
Now, I think where it would really come in handy for her would be when she does her image transfers. And she does that quite often. She prints out her own laser prints and does her image transfers there.
Then it definitely would. We need to talk to her about that and get her in it.
Are those jade bracelets that you have on? No. Well, some are Coisonné, right? No.
Yeah, I've got some Coisonné. This is from India. This is from a junk store in Clovis, New Mexico. I think I got these on eBay, but they're really cool because they're... yeah, there's... Oh, dear. Might have to... I need to rewrap that. This is one of those don't pull that string.
because she restrung that. It was a bracelet of mine. That's the
No,
one
I didn't
that's-
restring it. I just fell apart.
Oh.
Because it was had the other part was over here on this side.
Yeah, that's the epilator like one.
Oh, maybe it was this side. Because see, this got the little hole
Yeah.
things. Well, I just don't know what.
I loved it. Like, it's a really cool bracelet, but
It is, and it has a lot of heft, so it feels like it's important.
fancy. Yeah. While we're looking at jewelry, why don't I just do the announcements? Remember to go over to Makers. If you aren't part of Makers, that's our Facebook group. That's the Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists Facebook group. Information for that is here in the chat and down below. We have, well, the swap is closed, but people are working on those. But every month there's a swap. This month was tags with hearts on them. And then we've got the color challenge put on by Paula and Carrie. The swap one is done by Joni. Then we have the collage challenge that is new from Judy. And be sure to hang out this Saturday and watch the Hop, because we have the Makers Creative collab, What's in a Love Song. And I got a little preview of one, and it's quite lovely. Actually, I think I got a preview of some others, because I am in the group. Just haven't really been online all that much, in like onto Facebook and things. So, but yes, lots of great things happening there. Did I miss one? Let me look at my list. It's best when I look at my list. So, oh, and we have a new challenge that's going to be coming up too. So keep an eye out for that. That one's going to be super fun. So yes, we have the collage. We have the tags, or just a swap of some sort. Joni might be able to tell us what next month's going to be, just to get you guys tempted. We have the color challenge, and then the Makers Creative Club. All right, good. I've touched all bases there. Fantastic.
This is gold, but it doesn't really, it's kind of wimpy gold.
Wimpy gold.
And I use it a lot.
Yeah, it's almost like a brown.
Neutral.
Yeah, it's like a brown. Hello, Michelle.
And so I got rid of that white on there at the edge, because that wasn't where I wanted people to look. So, tweak that color out. Now I'm coming down to this corner over here, which is bothering me. Because I have this little...
Hey, Colleen.
This puny yellow. That is such a wannabe color.
Very opinionated
And
today.
And the thing about... Well, I'm really...
Hello, Sue. Welcome.
Really not into pale colors anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not my métier.
Your métier?
For color.
Hmm. Hey, Michelle.
Now, remember, if you mess this up and your lines are too... You can see them more than you wanted to see them. All you have to do is get your clear texture paste, paint over the top of it, and you got a whole new surface that you can really, get after it. So I don't worry about that anymore.
No.
And if worse comes to worse, you can gesso over the whole thing and start over. Now, very rarely do I do that, but that is always an option. And I think when you have options like that, you're freed up. You're like, oh, well, I don't have to worry about this. If it messes up, I can always...
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm starting to like this. I don't really, I don't know where to go from here, so all I do is I just put it aside.
Or Anne says collage over it. You
can
gesso it, or you
always collage
over
over it. All right, I've got this thing going on here, and this is...
Ooh, I kind of like it.
Well, I did the leaf...
Yeah, you might get...
Accounts.
Yeah, because you've done things to this.
I've done things to this one. I doubt that they even recognize it.
This was one of the stamped and then watercolored.
Mm-hmm. And then I came in with my...
Looks like the inner parts
Yeah, I did
of
this.
blooms. Mm-hmm.
On those. And, and then they're looking kind of like, banana flowers.
You didn't like that?
No. And I think what I'm going to do... I don't know what I'm going to do with that one. I don't want to talk about that one right now. I don't want to talk about that.
Julie Torrance says, Gesso is my spirit animal.
Absolutely.
Your spirit medium.
Whispers in my ear. You can always gesso me. Okay, this is going to be great because I can show you what I mean about. As right now, one of the things is when you're using the fluid acrylics, they leave a very nice, glossy, smooth surface. Doesn't take colored pencil worth a piddly
poo-poo.
Poo-poo. Piddly darn.
You've already used up your one cussiness.
Oh, I'm only allowed one?
Well, I'd really like it if you stayed at 0, but, you know. Don't want to.
Well, I already forgot what it was that I said. Okay, this is the great stuff right here. This clear texture gesso, and it's super cheap. Or it was. I made Mariah order me another because I've been thinking.
Was I supposed to order another one?
No, you did.
Okay.
I've been using this one for a long time. I mean, you know, I was really worried, and I was like, you better get me some of that. I might need it because I have been known to use.
Rhonda said just one. I would object. Yeah, well, so.
Oh dear. And here's the other little dangerous thing here. When you've had them upside down, they may puke on you when you. Oh, I wanted to show y'all my shirt that I sewed up. See my sew ups here? Can you see them?
Kinda. Your pencils are kind of, you know, right there in the view.
Yeah. Well, what I did to get this pattern on here was I used Clorox.
But it 8 holes and.
Yeah, I just noticed.
Yeah, you've got some
up there.
Shoulder ones.
I'll have to get after that one. What am I doing here? Oh.
Hello, Kathleen. We were kind of just doing hellos and this, that, and the others.
Okay. Well, I managed to do that. Okay. Now, I don't even put it anywhere. I just put it right on there. But I don't want to put it on where my pearlized flowers are. Because why? It will make it not shiny anymore. So we don't want that to happen. And I just love this little brush, as you can tell, because it's all crudded up.
Oh, hello, Violet. How are you feeling? You must use vinegars to stop the bleaching action.
Oh, well, nobody told me that.
Yeah, how is it that we didn't know that?
Well, I did this shirt, you know, like years ago.
Yeah.
It's not a new shirt.
No. We're much smarter now.
Yes.
And even just
but I didn't realize
smarter
that the
than
vinegar was what you used to stop the.
Yeah.
Well, and it makes sense because you're using a base and an acid. They cancel each other.
There you go.
I don't remember much else from my chemistry class. The only reason I passed it was because I partnered up with 2 older classmates.
And that was your science moment for the day.
Yes, it was. And they did all of that, the math and the.
No, that is well, it's texture gesso. Clear texture gesso.
And I'm doing this so that I can actually, because it dries fairly fast, and especially as thin as I'm putting it on. You want to make sure, though, your brush strokes, your brush strokes are going to affect the surface quality of your pencil strokes. You know, if you have a lot of really heavy-duty brush strokes there, it's going to show up when you do your pencils. And I want to get in there because I really do want to have a nice little shadow around these. And I know this is really riveting stuff. I apologize. I should have had most of this done and then we could have just moved on. And as you can see, I have a bit much here, but I need some over here, so I'll just go ahead and. And the other thing that this gesso, the clear texture gesso takes care of, is if you have a really
I like that Acme.
pocky surface, like over here.
Pocky?
Pocky. You know,
Oh, yes, this is like mealy.
mealy. Mealy, pocky. It takes care of that. for you. And you just put it wherever it is that, you know, that you want some, you might want to be doing some. And just keep in mind, wherever you have shiny stuff, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to Mariah today. We were looking at stencils which could become stamps. And I just told her, I said, you know, we do a lot with, what do you call these things? Postcards and ATCs and, you know, tags, smaller things. I just really, you know, I think that the smaller things are more desirable. I don't know what y'all think about that.
But
that sometimes I really do like those big stencils when I'm doing backgrounds and whatnot. But when I'm getting ready to do this kind of work right here, the bigger stencils are not so much.
So what the clear texture gesso does is it adds texture. And the reason that she wants that is because once it dries, she's then able to use those areas better for the colored pencil.
Yes.
It creates tooth.
Creates tooth. It's like using a toothy paper. And like I said, and there's areas where, you know, like right down here I said, well, I might not like those brush strokes to be so prominent and dominant. All I have to do is go over that, wait for that to dry, and then I can come back in. There's a lot of times tendency to push too hard to begin with. Mariah's terrible about this. And you get a glaze, a wax buildup, because that's what's in these. And then
was that a little jab?
Ever so slightly. Mariah is fabulous with the spray paints, not so much with the colored pencil, because she does this.
I use them with intent.
Yes. There's just, she bears down on them.
I do.
You should see Izzy. I spent half the morning sharpening my pencils up because all of them were down to the nubbins.
Well, and Maxine, we kind of got away from doing the little ATC sets because basically what took over were strippers. So it's like, you know, I mean, it's not like we can't have a little bit of everything, but as we are rebuilding the website, we're figuring out, man, oh man, we have quite the selection these days.
Okay, so I've got this one, and I don't think that I did show. I gotta get the whole big one out here, but I'm gonna have to do some more moving about the cabin here because I can't gel plate right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through here. I don't think I want to do any more gel plating on this. I think this is gonna be, I'll tweak this with stamps, embossing,
And colored pencil.
Colored pencils, collage, those things, because I've got a good start here. And even if I decide,
Bye, Heather,
that I want this to be more dominant, like the other one that I showed you, I can come in and match that up fairly easily and make that a lot more to pop.
Yeah.
Or I have the option of going over it with texture paste. Just, you know, matte texture paste.
Yeah.
That's really what I want to do with this one. So let's work on this one. And we'll come back. I'll make sure that this dries. And remind me, we're going to do some colored pencil on that. And you'll see how much nicer it works on areas where you can.
Yeah.
That's now got enough tooth that I can do it. This here, I don't know. It might be okay because this is watercolor paper. So it does have more of a surface to it.
Hey, Ricky.
I don't know what to do with this yet. So we'll just, you know, when I don't know, I just...
Embossing. We typically, I guess did you say emboss? You must have. I wasn't really paying attention. Sorry. I'm trying. I'm reading chat too, so sometimes it's hard for my little brain to,
I really appreciate
do
that.
both. But I think what she meant by the embossing is like the heat emboss. Like she'll stamp it and then I'll run the little heat emboss on it.
Right.
Or run it through the winder with the embossing folders.
Yes. And I really, I shouldn't have said that. I should have said that I was stenciling
with texture paste.
With texture paste.
Or stencil butter.
Yeah.
That's another way we get a raised surface.
Yeah. But, you know, I can't stamp it and hand it to Mariah and have her do her.
So there's 3 different ways.
Yeah. Okay, now
and we're not against any of them.
No, absolutely not. So I've got these, and they've got another coat of color on them. I'm really, you know, I'm not loving this, and I have some more over here that I'm really not loving, but it's a good thing. If you love it right away, chances are you're not going to be so experimental and so willing to take risks. Because right now I'm going, oh, you know, what am I going to do? How am I going to mess this up? It already looks like poop. And it's really disorganized. It doesn't have any flow to it. I don't like it.
Oh.
And I don't like the colors necessarily. I lost all of my white. So that's a motivating factor here. I need to come back in with either, probably we'll just go with, light and fluffy, if I can locate light and fluffy. Aha! Light and fluffy. And do something here. I'm getting a feel for this, and this is what I told Mariah about the new stamps. I think we've got a lot of formal feeling stamps that are,
She wants more mark making, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
I want more of these X's and this kind of stuff in the stamps. And one of them that I really want is Fran's cogs, individual cogs. Now we've got the array of cogs, but I would like to have those individuals, and I'd like to have them kind of like this, about 50-cent size, or a little bigger than 50-cent size.
So this stuff is awesome.
This is what made the bee patent leather.
Yes, and like Darcy said, you can get the clear embossing powder because you know you can use the different colored inks and things like that rather than getting all the fancy little different powdered color stuff. And then you can make it whatever color you want and just put the thick stuff on there. Love the thick stuff.
And I can't remember where we heard about this, but
yeah,
we've had it for a while.
A long time. And it's... Now, we don't emboss a ton, but, you know,
No.
it's... This will last us a while.
So here's my little box that I decorated, and I'm really kind of ashamed because...
You did not decorate that box.
I did too. I put blue tape on it. Covered up the...
It's not as nice as...
Well, it's not. I'm not pretending that it is.
If you haven't seen Paula's box, you got to go over to Makers and check out her box.
I made a note for the collage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Paula's bourbon box is absolutely wonderful. I mean,
yeah,
it's great. I love it. I love it. I love it. But when I'm talking about formal, I'm talking about a design that looks like this. This is, I would call this formal. And I love it, and it has its place. But I want something I can use that's kind of, this is a little more edgy. But I can't use that because that's not going to work. The leaves are just too nice right now. I might use that.
Yes, and then the clear, like if you're using stamps to do it, why do I always grab this one? And I should just send this off to Sharon.
I like this. I want one of these in a stamp. Just one.
But here, show that. Yeah, that's what you were talking about. And I think if we did the square too. Because it's a great mark making square.
It is. I really like this. And I like it's kind of funky and different. And
yeah.
I would like singles of this. So I can stamp it where I want it.
Ink, powder, heat gun. Yes, and the tweezers. The big long tweezers to hold things.
Now, how do you do this, Mariah?
Well, you use that as your ink. If you wanted it just to...
Oh,
So like
can you use our
Yes.
stamps?
Yes. So if
So
you,
I could have done my bee with this. But then it would have just been clear. That's why we use the black ink.
there you go.
I'm
it's
coming along.
I'm like, which part are where are we at? Where do I need to?
I don't know why you handed me. Why did you hand me this?
Because there's conversation in the chat
okay.
about the whole embossing, like what one really needs to get her done.
Okay.
Now here's the other thing. All right, so if you wanted to use stencils rather than stamps, you could even use this, push it through the stencil, then you have your pattern, put the powder on it, and then you get it. Then you're gonna have that embossed image.
All right, now I'm really liking this, but here's my problem with this.
It's too big.
Number one, well, I don't think it's too big, but they're too close together. So what I have to do,
It's just life is hard.
Brad and I he talked to me about this, and he says you really need to show how you fix stencils. Well, I fix stencils with the same way I mask them out. I like this one little dude here. I guess I was about the same.
And the pens. You know what else works? If you have some of the blender markers, I think it's basically the same stuff. But I've noticed that this works too. The little blending markers.
Now, when you've got this and you know that you need to move it about the cabin and you want to keep stamping, you have to really kind of think in your brain. Okay, so I want to move this down here and here and here. So you start someplace where, you can do that. And,
Now, how did that happen?
My goodness, I think, well, it fell out because my drawer
puked?
Puked.
Her drawer's feeling sick.
They're really not drawers. They're boxes that I have in a cabinet that I got in the alleyway when I lived in.
Her Frankenstencil drawers.
My Frankenstencil drawers.
Feeling sick. They're overstuffed.
That they are. And I was trying to get something out without pulling it all out, and of course,
no,
that did not work.
I think you need some. You can put some of the little ones on there too.
Well, I don't know yet.
Oh, Diane, man, she's got a cool thing. She has a Ranger melt pot.
What?
To make beads. So, like, you can melt this stuff in the little pot and then just kind of dip them. And then you can add flex to it to make them a little more, yeah, she's
well,
workable.
I like 3. Kind of crowding.
You need a
there.
little one.
I'll have to come back and do a little one some other time.
Okay.
All right. Whoops. I want that to be a little fatter. A little thicker.
Now, you don't want to be... The blue tape is like if you want to permanently... The blue tape sticks and stays stuck.
Yes, don't use that for... like, this is just temporary.
Washi tape is best. Because for whatever reason, it does stick quite nicely to the Yupo. And even the painted Yupo. But yeah, the blue painter's tape gets really sticky with the Yupo. So that's for permanent.
I really messed up one of my Frankenstencils that, yeah, I was very sad. Because I couldn't readjust my... All right, I'm going to try to get this stuff off the lid because that's going to dry out.
Both Michelles are in the same room watching us together.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How does that happen?
Well, I'm sure they're on their phone.
Oh.
But it's just a lot of questions today. Oh, wait. Nettie's referring to your shelves. Oh, put some blue tape on the shelves.
On the what?
The shelves. Your drawers that are puking.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to make a fancy... because I'm all jazzed after I saw Paula's. I'm going to make a fancy ATC thing. Alright, now, I kind of tried to spread these out because what Mariah said I think is true. I want to come back in with some of the smaller ones. But I would like the smaller ones to have bigger knobbies on them. Could you make that happen, Mariah?
Mm-hmm. Get right on it.
knobbies.
Well, if we make the stamp version, the smallest one, we'll make sure it has the proper amount of knob.
Knobbies on the end.
Yeah.
We like the knobbies. All right, well, we're in the business here. We'll just go ahead and
Hey, John.
try to get away from this banana flower situation we got going on here.
Put some jacks on it. Oh. You kind of... You should have taped up that other jack a little bit more. Keep spreading over there.
Oh, that's all right. Just... If you get to it right away...
Oh, that's a good idea. Carrie says that on his next trip to the States, he's buying Stencil Butter because the postage is just ridiculous.
I know. It's a killer, isn't it?
And it lasts a long time, so...
It does. It really, honestly does. Okay, gotta move the mouse. The only thing I don't like about this stuff is, well, number one, I have to go and clean it up.
Straight away.
Straight away. So I'm trying to get lots of mileage out of my... As Mariah said, I'm kind of getting over there in that other one. But you can clean that out very easily. But it is a good idea to do it, you know, before.
Yeah.
This layer that we're doing right now, you know, this is down the line layer. This is not, you know, just jump right out of the box and we're going to slam some. Although you can start with this. And I've seen, you know, we were talking about Louisa Heinzel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we used to do things together, but she's more journally oriented rather than jump plate. So, you know, we kind of lost touch. But I love some of the stuff that she does.
Yeah, supposedly she beat the heck out of a book with a hammer here lately. Kim was talking about her today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I might need to check her out and see what she's doing.
Yeah, she might be, you know, getting rid of some of that German angst.
She's Austrian, but sure. You know, it's in the
well,
ballpark.
Yeah.
They may not feel that way, but...
Really?
Stencil Butter is... Here, can you show this on camera? Ooh, you should put some of this on there. That would have looked good.
It would have. Dang nabbit.
You can come back later.
I can. Let me get rid of that. And this is the reason that I just keep using the same stencil is because I'm going to need to clean this.
Yeah. Julie Torrance says one of her stencil pastes is the spackling compound from the Dollar Tree.
Hey,
Totally fine.
Somebody else said something about that, and you know,
Now my question is, does it have enough flex? Kind of like what Diane was talking about, you know, even with the embossing powder stuff, because you want it to be able to dry up. I know that, like, you know, there's this caulk stuff that you can use for the bathroom that is both grout and has kind of a rubbery thing to it, so it works better, so it doesn't dry up and just crust, because I would worry about that.
I don't think I want that. That's not going to work for that one. Not going to work for that one. Not going to work for that one. All right. So now what I need to do very quickly here is just grab, and usually I just try to grab a...
Yeah, and it's a little bit more
paint
like the Stencil Butter is. It's less texture. It's more just like a finished, shiny, more like the embossing. Hey, Lollipop. Glad you're back.
Okay, I just clean off my knife, so I've got kind of a wad there. Try to get rid of those hairy boogers right away, because they can really mess you up.
Oh, that's good that Marcia's here now. I'm glad that you're late. Don't watch the first of the stream. It ruins the surprise for you, unless you want to, you know.
Okay, so I'm mainly just trying to clean up that one.
Oh yeah, see some people mix in the glue with the spackle or the, you know,
Yeah,
compound stuff. So it has more flex.
Right. Okay, that's pretty clean. Kind of got some down there. And you can see it on your it really gathers itself right on the edge. And you just have to scrub it. As if you don't scrub it at this stage while it's still kind of wet, it will build up in there until it doesn't even work anymore.
Yeah. And it doesn't clean off.
It doesn't. And don't leave the tape on because it has, if you go ahead and stencil, use it with, it'll become part of the stencil. Unless you really want it to become part of the stencil. But yeah, see this blue tape here? Don't use that. Because I tried to get it up and it was pulling apart the little petals on the flower, so.
It sticks.
Yeah, it's a sticky booger. Okay, now where are we here? Well, we need to come up with some solutions here because we've got some more tweaking to do.
Yeah.
Okay, well here, we need to get back to our colored pencil business.
Now on Thursday, I am thinking that we do Thursday Thoughts, and then I will start the make of the book.
Okay, could you glue something for me today?
Mm-hmm.
Would that be possible?
Like now or just later?
Yeah, because I got this great idea.
No, I'm very busy right now.
I've got this fabulous, I showed it to Mariah and she said, well, I don't even remember that. I said, well, I didn't really either when I was going through this little thing down here. It says, tissue paper, save. All right, so I've got another version of the tiger in a blender here. And I want Mariah to glue this on. And I haven't really decided. I know she'll want to wrap it. Because that would be a logical thing
That's
to
a
do.
mighty big tag here.
I like big tags.
And I cannot lie. You other arty crafty people can't deny.
You might want to write a really long quotation.
That's right. You can get wordy.
You can get wordy.
Word. Okay, so.
Okay.
Wait.
Well, I kind of want it to have a little bit of both colors.
On both sides?
Well, as that's possible.
You're just trying to cover this up. You don't really care about what's happening here.
I think it's ugly and I don't like it.
Well, if I use this lighter color stuff, it's going to show through, which I don't think is bad.
I don't think it is either. I think I can live with that.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to just mosey on with this while Mariah's, pardon, like hair, but a lot less. Okay, so I want to shade in my little flowers here. And remember, I said I wanted to get right up to that edge. And sometimes it's not going to. Unless you get in there with a, like a 3-hair brush. We do have one of those somewhere.
We do.
We counted it. It has exactly 3 hairs.
Every once in a while, you need a 3-hair brush.
Just to kind of, because the value difference between the stencil butter that's on there and the background that it's on is negligible. So we're going to have to do something to make that flower a little bit more poppy. As in popping out. Coming towards you. And it's just like, when I was talking about that one collage that Eva did, and it was the kind of, the person was saying, it was a digital person who had volunteered. It was free. She said, you can use me. Oh my gosh, I didn't put the lid on this.
Yeah.
Bad. And then she had some stuff in the background, and she neutralized the stuff in the background so that it moved back in space, the figure moved forward. That's what we're doing here. We're sending the background into the background. We're making the flower come forward. By what we're doing here. Now, this is kind of rough, and you can see the pencil lines, but you can also see you can see the little strokes, what I was talking about, of the gesso. But it'll be okay. I'm just going to deal with that and make that part of the charm and grace of the whole little flower business. This is indigo blue. It should be one of your staples. If you don't have indigo blue in a colored pencil, you need to run right out and get some. And I think the underwater sea set has indigo blue in it. Just pulling that out a little bit and kind of, because it is kind of greeny, and see, it's kind of the same as that. Remember my little dauber thing?
Marsha's watching further back in the stream, so she just watched.
Marsha.
Well, she's not going to hear this until she hits this. Might let her know that.
Okay, now see, you can see the difference between this edge here and the one up here. And just that little bit of pencil work, what a difference it makes. It do. Okay, I think you get the idea of what we're doing here. Over here, it was the same thing. I had this lovely sort of, what color is this? Mulberry. That was actually the color of the paint that was on there. But it was only in that one spot. So I took my mulberry colored pencil and just made it into some other little spots that create, repetition. Now, other thing I wanted to talk about.
Yes, Lee, that is true. Those blendable markers that I was just talking about, these are fantastic. You can blend the colored pencils.
Aha.
With these. I've done that. Because I color with intent.
She does. Can I have one of those so I can kind of...
Oh, you would like to... I've told you this before.
Blending markers. Well, us colored pencil purists think this
yeah, because you're a purist. 7 medias later. Now you can add an 8. Now you can add an 8. There, GG.
Oh my gosh, you're just really working it today. And I'm really using a lot of restraint.
All this love on Valentine's.
Well,
is it working?
It certainly took care of the scratchy pencil marks.
Well, that's good. I guess, right?
Well, yeah, in a way, but then what it did is it just made it go kind of green on me, but I don't know that I hate that. What do y'all think? Now, what happens when I decide to change colors here? I'm going to have that stuff on my...
Well, you should color that off of there. And just as the owner of that blendable marker, they would also appreciate that.
Who's the owner?
Me.
I thought you just gave it to me.
Oh. I didn't know that you wanted it, for keeps.
Oh.
But sure, you may have it. I do have others over here. I have a couple. Because they usually come with those sets of blendable markers.
Well, I don't hate it, but I'm certainly going to have to repeat it someplace else because I don't really have that color in other places. Kind of, sort of there, but repetition. Sort of like that. All right, let's see if we can do some of that over here.
Oh, well, yes, I will. Hopefully. Now, I got these. I think they were some, Tuesday morning kind of business. But one moment. Because, yes, some of them I did get additional ones because I really love the neutral set. they work so well. I mean, I have worn down the poor little blendy tip on some of these, like, but the neutrals are fantastic to, like, when you do a torn edge and you just kind of want to blend it in. I have some examples over here, but yes, let me grab that.
Okay, I officially like it.
Now I'm going to need to probably order some new ones. And I think you can buy just the blending one. But I highly recommend the neutrals. I will get the link. Where's my keyboard? I had lost it for a second.
And now the other thing I want to check out here is, can you come back in and, you know, intensify the color over the top of that? You sure can. Doesn't slick it up. And see, I kind of wanted that line to go up there. I didn't want it to be like really a strong line, but I liked this. And that kind of, you know, takes care of that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I love this. Okay, this is fun. I hope y'all aren't bored to tears. Because once I get into this, it's just like, I'm gone.
She will do that all day long.
And you don't have to be, and I think that it makes you a lazy colored pencil person.
Mm.
So, you know, I think you need to develop your technique of layering your
then
colors.
then you can do the blendable thing.
And then you can come in and you can, you know, do the
blending.
The cheater. It's the cheater.
Oh, goodness. Well, okay, so I found the neutrals, but the neutrals don't come with the clear one. Which is interesting, because I thought that it did.
Where did you get this?
Well, remember, I bought quite a few sets.
American Crafts.
Well, remember, way back, they had the one big set, and we think that it ended up at Tuesday Morning because some of the marker caps would pop off.
Oh, that's right. And we got a really good deal because we pointed that out.
Like, they were super cheap, like even cheaper than cheap. So that was great. But then, because they're about $10 for 5 of them. But then they have the full-on set. Hold on, let me see. I was seeing it's not even available. I always had a feeling they were kind of phasing them out. They don't get very good reviews, but I love these markers. Guess there's something for everybody.
Well, they probably don't because they arrive with the caps off of them.
Well, that was in the big container thing, and I said that was just bad packaging.
Was.
But I don't know what other markers are like these. I'm sure somebody can let me know, and I can maybe give you a link, but I will at least give you a link to this. They say there's only 2 left in stock. I love this set. The neutrals are awesome. It's my favorites. But it's American Crafts. So maybe somewhere outside of Amazon.
And what else does American Crafts make that I'm trying to think of that we've used?
Well, they have all kinds of things. But yeah, I mean, we have lots of their little markers, and I think you get them at Walmart, typically. Bye, Kim. Thanks for hanging. No worries.
Okay, I think this is coming along nicely. I think I'm going to go ahead and take that on up into this flower. But can you see what happens there? I think it's quite amazing.
And these are actually called Blending Markers, American Crafts. And I don't know where. Yeah, just the clear. Oh, there you go.
Somebody found
Jerry's Artorama. You can get blender markers. Just 3 of them for $8.20. So, the 4 neutrals aren't too bad then, I don't think. Oh, and Prismacolor has colorless blender markers.
Well, there you go. Hot diggity. Alrighty.
Ooh, it's one of those for $8.32 for the Prismacolor one.
Well, Prismacolor's always real proud of their stuff. I don't know that it's necessarily commensurate with the quality.
Not always.
It is for the pencils, but some of that other stuff, like their markers, I would never buy their markers. Because they're just outrageously expensive. And, you know, I think markers are kind of I don't know. Alright, we're going to block off. You can see. Now, what this was a...
Ooh, the Tombow one is $7.
Well,
but we know
real,
that
real proud of their stuff.
But their stuff's
too.
good.
Okay, this used to be an ATC. You can feel it through there. Over on this side, it had the same thing. And I just wanted the 3. And now I just want the 1.
They are not alcohol inks.
But they're not.
The blender markers are not. Not the ones that we have.
Yeah, because I'm really... Yeah, that alcohol stuff, I don't know.
Gives us
I don't know what it does to the pH of your paper. I've always been concerned about that.
I don't know about that, Fran. I mean, maybe if you had some re-ink or whatever.
What is it?
The embossing pens. I mean, I would assume that there's probably, you know, clear re-inker stuff. I would think that you could fill it.
Yeah. I would think so. But I've never seen any for sale, have you?
No, but I've never really gone looking. Yeah, yeah, Diane, the ink cartridges for the printers are very expensive. I'm very thankful that we have, and I started buying the generic, even for our little Epson. That's a, you know, like the tankless or the tank. It's not really tankless, cartridgeless.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is it still working?
We just keep band-aiding that thing. Oh. Fran has like 5 of them, of the pens. Ooh, that looks fantastic. We do need that as a stamp.
Alrighty. Yeah. Fun stuff. Okay, what else can I... Because I've got that going here. Let me tell you what. These clog up. This one?
Oh, yeah.
Clogs up really fast.
It's a clogger.
It's a clogger.
Would you like me to go wash it?
No, I'm not finished yet.
Okay.
And I want to do this because... And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to scrape it so that I've got the edge as well as the inside.
Oh.
Yeah.
Getting fancy.
Getting fancy here, folks.
Frances, yes, she loves those. She needs them in a stamp.
They're good. They're little workhorses. And you know I can't just do 2.
No.
Gosh. That would be horrible. Oh, I've been watching...
People would start talking about you.
They would. I've been watching these Korean soap operas. And I absolutely... you know, I think the reason I like them is because I don't know what's going to happen. Because it's just...
It's so bizarre.
It's so out there. And just weird wonderfulness of... I can't predict. And right now, I'm just so bummed out on all of the detective shows I've been watching because... And I really hate it when they just tell you right away who done it. I'm like, what am I watching this for? Holy cow, I want to figure this out. You know, I don't know who the writer is for those, but they definitely need to not do that. That's just bunk. And anyway, so I was watching this one. And I mean, about the third episode, they told you who was doing it. And I'm like, well, I'm out of here. I don't need to watch any more of this.
Oh, Lynn is so happy. She loves watching K-dramas. Korean dramas. Okay.
No, they are just far. Okay, Hyena. Wonderful one. And I can't think of what the name of the one I'm watching right now is, but it's pretty cool, too.
You know what I enjoy about it? Is that she has absolutely no problems having the, just, reading it with the subtitles. So I don't have to worry about it being loud.
Well, but now here's the deal on some of those. I am like, so sometimes they will speak English, and then they're not captioned when they're English speaking.
Oh, so you missed the part where...
And I'm like, hey, come on, folks. If we're going to caption, we got to caption.
You caption it all.
Caption it all.
Not just captioning because,
No. I mean, now, come on. Honey?
Fran just watched Astrum.
Who? Astrid.
Astrum is what she... But
Astrum.
It may have...
Well, Astrid is a great one, too. Yeah, I won't spoil it for you, but it is wonderful. And if you watch the French version, well, number one is captioned. There's 2 seasons. The other one, there's only 1.
Mm.
The American version.
Yeah.
And it isn't nearly as good as the French one anyway. Tell you what, those frogs, they do some good...
Oh, jeez.
Good shows. And they're always... I just like them because their people have messy hair and, and they're not perfectly made up. And I just, like,
Yeah.
real people.
Real people.
And, some of them have bad teeth. Some of them are, like...
Yeah.
You just know that they don't smell all that good by just looking at what they're wearing. You can
They're
tell
very
that's
natural.
all natural.
Kind of woodsy.
Woodsy, yeah. and the fashions are just, this is just, I don't know. It's just French. I love them.
Well, that looks lovely.
And it's going to look lovely either if I have you spray it.
Oh, yeah.
Or do a really juicy, watery gel plate.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we've done some mighty nice tweaking here today. And Mariah, I can go take this away. How's the...
Oh, I'm done with that. I've been done with it.
Well, let's check that out.
I left the ends on. I can chop them off, or I don't know which one.
All right,
to
this
do.
needs to be bathed.
Okay, here, you can show that off and cut the things if you want.
Oh, yes. Now, see, look at this. And see some of the tiger stuff kind of shows through. But we can start doing some more stuff on top of this now because it's just so much richer and cooler looking. And this might need too. And the cool thing about going over texture paste with the tissue, it's kind of a double whammy. We might leave that, Mariah.
Mm-hmm.
And then tissue paper over it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I love this.
They want to know, where do you find the Korean dramas?
On Netflix and Amazon. I'm trying to think. I don't know. That I know what you're asking me is it's the channel, but I can't tell you where I.
I think they're happy with Netflix or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, Netflix
And Amazon.
and Amazon. And I don't know. I'll write down the name of the one that I'm watching right now. But I told Mariah, I said, it's just so funny because, number one, these young men, are beautiful. I mean, they're just gorgeous. They're as good looking as any of the women in the whole thing. And it's just so interesting to see how they dress.
Have you watched
their fashions?
Ratchet?
What is it?
Ratchet?
Ratchet?
Or Ratched?
Nope.
I don't watch any of this stuff. I very, very rarely watch TV.
Okay. Now we've got this, and Mariah is going to make. Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get this stencil done by Sunday. This will be one that we probably offered this week.
This is a good one, folks. I'm just going to show you why.
The messed up aqueous. Oh, Lynn is one of the main reasons she's into BTS. That's a Korean pop band.
Oh. Oh, that's so funny because one of the guys was having like his 80th birthday party or something, and he wanted those people at his party, but they declined.
That's funny.
It was for his 70th birthday party. I don't know. See, look how cool that looks.
It's awesome. I love it.
Awesomeness.
And what sucks though, like you guys, this is where it's like, yes, it looks cool here. It's very two-dimensional, but once it dries and all that, like the texture of it, it's so wonderful and yummy. Now what?
Don't
Worry about you putting that in your mouth.
You don't know where it's been?
Well, no, the problem is I know where it's been. I'm thinking there's probably a lot of things on it that probably don't need to be in your mouth.
Oh, I think the china's worn off.
I'm just talking about paint and, you know, things of that nature.
That which doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
But yeah, I mean, there could be some kind of lacquer. It's probably, you know.
I would say that's been covered up by whatever that mucky muck stuff is there.
Just things that probably shouldn't be in your mouth.
Yeah, probably shouldn't. I'm always telling Izzy not to put stuff in her mouth.
Yeah. I thought we had passed that phase, but it doesn't seem to be true. Just constantly.
Make sure that you do a wipe down on both sides, because it will go through there and it will.
Ah, and then it really sucks because then it's bumpy.
You have a lumpy surface there, and you don't have that good contact to your plate. And you know, you can take it into the bathroom and do that, but right now I'm just really kind of, and I can feel it. It's very grainy. Even though I can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think that's pretty good. There might still be a little bit there, but you know, it's really seriously.
Excuse me. What's next?
I don't know. Let me look through the pile here. I'm really liking those little dudes. A lot. That blending marker in there.
Oh, she is keeping it. Look at her.
I am. I don't know. Sometimes, you know, you resist
Yeah.
things.
Things.
Okay, I gotta be careful where I put this. Nice thing about this, depending on how thick you put it on, of course. And it really dries my fingers out, so I think if there's some kind of...
Oh, like urea or...
chalky urea, could be.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was remember when we were doing all those texture plates, and that's when my fingers got really broken out and bleedy.
It's so fun when you talk about it too like that.
I just think, you know, you need to kind of beware. Like everything.
Diane says, so show and tell yesterday went pretty much like, my grandma uses alcoholics to make pretty tiles. Excuse me, Mrs. G, but could you explain to me why you use alcoholics? Did you say because they're the most fun?
By golly, isn't that the truth?
Oh, goodness.
All right.
Let's not be judgy. That's funny.
Let's look at some of our other cards that we got going here.
Yeah. You need to do some things with this stuff.
Okay, now, somebody was talking about color removal using stencils. Let's try a little bit of that. Okay?
Well, that's like when you're doing it, though.
No,
Okay.
it's not.
Oh, you can do it like that. I think Patty talked about that. Well, humdinger.
Hot diggity. Isn't that cool looking?
Wow. Y'all saw that here.
Yeah, you did. You don't want to use that green spot unless you want that to mess up your orange.
Oh, goodness.
And this is just a baby white.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we've seen those videos. Diane says she's watched people using the alcohol inks and setting them on fire. We were really into all that sort of thing. I mean, we never did the fire thing because we figured that alcohol inks were dangerous enough. But we sure did. We did talk about it. Remember, we're like, maybe those look really cool.
Oh yeah, I like alcohol inks. I just don't like that they don't hold up. And they're not water. I mean, they're not light fast. You're going to lose a lot of your image if you don't.
Well, and it's you're unsure like which ones are gonna.
Yes.
Because some do and some don't.
Well, I think that's some pretty awesome.
That's fantastic
stuff.
And I really didn't think that was going to go that well.
It probably would help if I was using the right side of this thing.
Sorry, I didn't have
dry it off.
More faith in you. Yeah, and Sharon, she benefited from. She says, "Thank you. I love my ink so much. I have this thing over here that I need to send to you. It goes with it. Alcohol lift ink. It says to lift color from non-porous surfaces. I wonder if this would work. I don't even know if it's still... I think this is almost the same stuff as like the other deal. But I think you can use like the little blender things and it pulls it up. It's sort of greasy.
Okay, well, there we go. We tweaked that.
Yeah, you did.
Let that dry up. Now, I'm how I am about things. This will lose its appeal after a period of time, and I'll probably be... But for right now, I love my granulation, and I'm not doing anything to it.
Yeah, I think that one's lovely. I think that was just the... What paper were those painted on?
Watercolor paper.
Watercolor paper.
Watercolor paper.
Do you want to tell them like which one or?
Canson.
The cheap stuff.
Cheap one. Well, it's not cheap, but cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do some jazz.
Oh, yes. And I think one of the reasons that this is working is she is using a baby wipe. And my assumption is that...
No, you can use just plain water. I think you're probably getting a little quicker results. I don't know.
I feel like the baby wipe has something to do with it. Hey, smooth or toothed. Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
I would say
If you
smooth.
want to do details, you want smooth.
Yeah.
This is fairly smooth. That's why I like the Canson, even though it is cheaper and it's not nearly as, you know, the shishi watercolor people kind of, you know, think this is like crafty. They're all about the osh paper. I was too, except those people are just out of their freaking mind what they want for that. I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
You just have to have it pretty dark. If it's kind of an in-between value, you know, like
Yeah. Hello, Peg.
it's not, you're not going to get this nice.
Yes, or yes, a hot press paper is going to be smoother.
Yes.
Julie says Cranston XL is a very good paper.
Okay. There you go. Now see, it's just not, and
Hello,
it's not going to
Patricia.
show up here over here because it's just, you know, it's just not. I mean, it will slightly, but yeah. Okay, well, we'll leave that alone for a while.
Okay, so this particular one is one of the strippers in the Volume 1 strips.
Found my other flowers.
It's called Dancing Graffiti.
Okay, here's some more.
Oh, Eddie says the Cranston. Did I say Cranston earlier? I
Yeah,
probably
you did. But I knew what you were talking about.
I just really feel like there needs to be an R in there. The Canson XL just takes a little getting used to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what
Okay.
this is, Canson XL. Okay, I'm thinking these are...
Kathleen says, my Arches is left over from before 2008 when I stopped buying paper. I think Canson is excellent for a non-cotton paper. There you go. And for like what we're doing,
this mixed media stuff, like, I don't really, you know... Okay, I'm really loving this.
yeah. I think you could do a little something there at the top with the blocky part. Like if you could bring it up either like a little bit further.
What are you talking
That would be
about? Oh,
nice.
this right
Yeah.
here? Yeah, that does kind of just stop, doesn't it?
It does. And I don't know that like...
No, that's not going to work.
Oh, whoa, what are you doing there?
I don't know, just some
I don't think that was...
watercolor there.
Okay, it's something.
That's something. I don't know. I could stamp a flower there. I don't know. We'll just put that aside. I don't want to lose this over here because I love that. But I think Mariah's right. It does need to, that block business needs to come down.
Well, we could... Hey, whoa, God, you're like moving so fast and I don't feel like participating in this. Jeez. Lady.
Okay, she's...
Okay, on that particular one,
This one.
do you want another flower? I think 2 flowers, like top and bottom's kind of...
Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
I don't love that idea.
Well, maybe I can match this up here and just make that come on down.
I feel like that's the best thing. Here's also another cool thing that I could do for you. We could stamp the flower, you know, using the clear embossing stuff and just emboss the flower. I also have navy, which we could just turn the flower navy.
I wouldn't hate that.
Or gold. I have those too. I also
But now
have white.
Here is my problem is, you know, sometimes I think it's okay to emphasize, or do you have your focal point, your emphasis in a corner? And especially in this case where you've got a lot going on over here to draw your eye. You've got lines coming back in and, you know, various. But what I want to do first, before we do that, is I would like to continue this to see what happens here. Because I think that's going to change the whole feel of, like, everything.
Okay.
Sort of, kind of.
Oh,
And,
it was suggested to maybe use that. Okay, your rectangle one, the carries one on top there. You know, you could bring in some red if you turned it So then you still create your blocking. Exactly. Just like that. I think that might... with one of the reddish colors.
I don't hate that idea. Because what it does is it gives you some variety, because we do have this rectangle shape here. But now when we add these, suddenly we're repeating our rectangles, but we're having size variety.
Yes.
And if I bring that one down ever so slightly, see, I can blend those in. Well, let's try something. I see people, doing this dabby with the ink thing. Dabby.
She knows it can be done. Would you like a dabber, a proper dabber?
No.
Oh, of course.
I don't want a proper dabber.
Okay.
I'm just going to grab some of this. Excess ink, it's just standing on the lid anyway. Just not did a dead thing.
Julie Torrance says, I tried to lift watercolor with a baby wipe off my Arches block, and it jumped off the table and ran out the door.
Well, you just, sometimes it cooperates and sometimes it doesn't.
And then Fran says, you live an action-packed life, Julie.
Okay, I'm coming back in here and trying to get this darker.
Would you like a dauber thing?
No.
Okay.
We'll take a gander at it here in a moment. And see if we love it.
It's heading in the right direction.
I think it is heading in the right direction, and the whole thing is...
Dang baby wipe away from you.
Just trying to get this white out of here on this edge, because...
Just rough it up.
That's making...
There you go.
It seem a lot more... Well, I don't know. That doesn't quite do it for me. But, it's, like I said, heading in the right direction. I just don't think it's strong enough, and I think I'm going to have to come in with that stamp. I don't really, and I've got it covered up. All right, this one's going to have to be put aside. You can just remember what it looks like, okay?
Remember, y'all. Remember this one.
Remember.
I'll try to put this one in the thumbnail.
I love this stencil. I use it all the time.
That is one of the lazy layers from our very own Carrie Griffiths.
Oh, yeah.
Comes with 3 others. Very useful ones.
Okay, now we've got some stuff going on here. And I haven't done anything to this one because I don't know what to do. So, here's my thought. I can go ahead and try one more layer of gel printing over this. Or I can use my texture gesso the entire thing, and do some colored pencil work, then come back in with some of my either Stencil Butter pastes and reapply them where I've got
No worries, Carrie.
those things going on. That might be a good thing to do for this too.
Yeah.
And just
I love that mix of the melty Morocco and the...
I know, it's really works well, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a...
And the arch.
It's like a badge.
It is.
Yeah,
And
I can fix that with a colored pencil. Okay, what time is it?
You got 30 minutes.
Well, those I want you to put onto paper. I think this looks really wonderful. So I've got what I envision here are 3 tags.
Now keep in mind that the urchin stamp that is in the shop does not have the little center part in it like that. You have the
I have
beta.
Beta. Okay, so I think I've got three stamps here. Now, I'm going to hand it to Mariah because number one, she does a better job of cutting, and God knows she. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll have 3 of these.
Where are my little tag?
So I'm going to let her work on that for a minute.
Where are my tag bases?
Your what?
My tag bases. I don't know if they're fat enough though.
Oh, well, we can always make some more watercolor ones. Okay, so I've got this gel print here, and I thought this would make a really nice tag too. It's just on flimsy paper, so it's going to have to be backed with something. But I was even thinking about stenciling
look
over.
at that. That's going to be wonderful. Here, show that. I mean, I'll have to cut the tag down, but that's fine. I was worried that it wasn't going to be fat enough.
See, it's going to be exactly perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know, you're going to have to do a little. So I think that you need to cut this down a little bit so that you can get these others on there perfect. This is too fat. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I think you're worried about the wrong things.
Sometimes we have similar visions, and sometimes we don't. Okay, well, we've got the sun, the moon, and the stars. That might be.
Or just moon phases. It really just depends on how you look at it.
This totally depends on how you look at it. We've got some finer gauge.
Oh, here, look. That was the fat one. I have skinnier ones. That'll be good. Okay.
All right. I think I'm going to do some and I've got to tape these edges because this is not gonna.
Okay, so we're gonna do this tag book on Thursday, but I am going to. Gosh, I'm really gonna try. Do you guys want? Are you interested in? Here's, just to be perfectly honest, and this is one of the reasons that there are very limited black and white downloadable printables on our website, is that it makes it really easy to do other things with those that I don't necessarily want other people or want everybody to be able to do without, licensing or whatever. So that's why, like, the laser prints, you have to order them, I print them, you get them. Now, not to say that you couldn't still do those sorts of things. I mean, there's always somebody out there, but you're just going to have to work a little harder at it. I feel like that's what you should have to do, is work harder at it to steal my designs, basically. But that being said, I could make a template for just this, business. It's not terribly difficult by any means. This is the thing that Bea showed the other day. But this is going to be the size, and it's roughly, like a folded long ways. So it's 4 1/4, I think, about. My ruler's stuck. The panels are going to be, it's like 4 1/8 because there was margin needed to be trimmed. So each panel is going to be 4 1/8. I then take these and because you can stuff things down in them. Some of them I will tear. Let's show the book once again, because I think that's a great visual. Because we're going to try to recreate a similar layout to this tag book. I have to untie it for P.
Oh.
Because you got the big camera.
Yeah. We showed it.
Yeah.
But
we're going to use new designs.
New designs, but it's going to be very similar to this. And this is absolutely, I think it's one of my favorites. Because it's done with the black and white paper. It has tons of little, look at that. Isn't that just wonderful?
So you can see how I tore that particular pocket.
And you
at
know,
the top there.
I need to bust out my colored texture paste.
Yeah, your stuff that's probably all hard and...
Yeah, probably is. Now, some of these are card tags by other people.
Yeah.
But the whole booklet is just full of
tags.
Tags. And we get tags from people all the time, and it's just so cool. So even if we don't have enough tags to fill the entire book, we're not worried about that, because people send us things, and this is such a wonderful way to keep them all together in a little place. And then you just get them out, and you just go, oh, I just love this. Isn't this wonderful?
So I would say on average, the tags we like to make are usually about 2.5 inches wide. And then about 7 inches tall, probably at the most. And then they get kind of shorter. Some get a little fatter.
Yeah. I just still love this stuff.
Sharon did that.
I know she did. I wrote on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Sharon, for the generous package of goodies. What a delight to open each little parcel. As you can see, we've already started using the contest. This tag and the love one are in the Stuffed with Love Gratitude Abundance book. November 2021. And check out that little pocket. That's from...
That's a thing.
A thing.
That just needed to be retired.
Because it wasn't working anymore, and I didn't. Well, it just works so perfectly for that.
Yeah.
We need to look through and find some more that we can use in our another.
And see how I flipped them, so you can, you know. And we'll be doing that on Thursday, kind of going through this and figuring out if we want to do it pretty much the same way. We don't have to do it the same way, because that one, I think, it kind of accordion, or it doesn't. It has like a gatefold and then it accordions.
Yes.
It's kind of a weird one. And that was mainly...
It's a hybrid. It was a reaction to the each step of the way. Alright, well, I'm still messing about with this. I want to get this stencil on here, and you watched me do that. The reason I did is because I don't want any of that stencil paste to go over. I wanted it to match up to that line exactly.
Here,
and
look.
I'm not concerned about this because I'm going to cut it off anyway. What is that?
Oh, now that one's going to be a little wide.
Oh, well, you might have to make your...
Devin, can I chop it?
No!
It just needs a little bit off of it, and it can go in the book.
But she's done her edges.
I can redo, you know, the slant on the edge. It's not like, you know.
Well, I think that's kind of rude, but I guess if she's okay with it, I'm okay with it.
Look, there's enough margin there. I can make it happen.
Hey, I've got some more over yonder here from people that we can put in too.
Mm-hmm.
Our new book. All right, I'm thinking.
She says, "Go ahead, fine by me." Thank you.
I'm messing up my papers from Marcia here with my elbow. I don't know why I do that. It just drives me nuts. Okay.
I'm putting it back up there so I remember where it's at.
The whole thing is, I don't really have a stencil butter color that... I want a gray violet.
Well, mix one up.
I've got some somewhere. I just don't know what I did with it. Remember, oh, look. Look! This is it!
It looks like I've been saving this.
Hope it's just still viable. Oh, it is. It is. It is. It is. It is. Oh my goodness. You know, see these things just.
I'm impressed that you knew that you had made some. You kept it, and you knew where it was.
3 things.
3 things.
And I need to use it because it ain't getting any younger.
It does look a little like it's.
It's a little on the lumpy side.
It's like cold butter.
It is.
And our toast ain't hot.
Oh, I hope I have enough. Oh, I will.
And for those of you that want to know how this was mixed,
I do too.
So does P. Did you do it in a live?
I don't know. Can't remember.
It does look very thick.
It is. It's very thick, and I'm having to really work it down in there because it wants to just sit there and spin.
Oh.
What?
Mr. Francis. And that is, and that it's still usable. Isn't that 4 miracles?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. It's a lovely shade of chocolate mousse.
And it's kind of iridescent-y because when you...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, did you see when she tilted it there on the little thing? Oh, that's fab. Now, here's what I would have actually done. If you would have pulled that up a little higher into the flower, you could have then come with your baby wipe and traced around it, and then it would have been...
I wanted it to be flat with the line that's already there, Mariah. It was a conscious decision.
Fair enough.
I should have brought this all the way down, though, because it would have been interesting on the white, and you could have... Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Okay, well, we're just going to put that aside and see if...
Aw, happy Galentine's Day or Palentine's Day for those fellas. Thanks, Devin.
I'm just seeing which one back here would benefit from some of that color. And
Oh, it does kind of like look. And that's Reunion Tower with the lights on it. It did. I'm supposed to be gluing.
I just need to go ahead and use this because this is not going to
get any better.
The next time I will be very angry because you know, it's just so much fun because these little tags that just started out as little funky watercolor hoop-de-doos. Look at that.
I know. I fear that, like, people... I worry that people are like, God, do they ever make anything other than, like...
Stuff. No, really, I wouldn't.
No, yeah. Hers would just...
This is stage right here. I'm done.
Boxes. She would just be putting it in boxes.
Putting it in a box, and it'll be really good for someday. For something.
Something.
Great. Now, it kind of went wonky there over the top of the circle hoop-de-doo things, but that's all right.
Aw, that is sweet.
What is that?
Ian got Fran red roses.
I got a box of chocolates.
Oh, did you?
Van brought me.
Well, I didn't get any. That's just rude.
Well, it might be kind of like, you know, coal in your stocking is because you've been such a grumpy Gus. She's been very grumpy here lately.
Aw, thanks, Martha. That is very nice. She gave us a super chat.
Oh, there, you can go buy your own Valentine.
Maybe that's why she did it. Thank you, Martha. Somebody loves me. And I've even been...
You're so picky about your chocolate anyway that it's probably just as well that you go and buy your own.
I told Brad the other day when we were picking out Izzy's dress, when we were at Kohl's, I said, I wouldn't hate it if I got those. They had Godiva chocolates at the Kohl's.
Well, my little things aren't Godiva, but I'll tell you what, I tried some of them and...
Not too shabby?
Not, well, you know, they aren't the kind that leave a film over your teeth.
That was lovely. Thank you for the, you know, the...
Yeah. You know, like that frosting.
Yeah.
Like that frosting that's on the cakes from the bakery and the grocery stores. And
Oh,
like
that's sweet. Deb says that she's allergic to flowers, not a fan of chocolate, but her husband brings her dried fruit and nuts every year for Valentine's. That's so sweet.
Oh, that is. Well, I've got some more of this really good stuff here, and I just feel like I should
do something with it. I don't know.
Not waste it.
People keep taking my scissors. Well, maybe that was me, but I feel like that's other people.
They've moved them about the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I didn't change my paper today. I was going to, and then I was like, oh my gosh, do I want to clean all this stuff off of my... And I'm like, no, I don't.
Do you have a basic idea, or... I know it was the... I feel like it was the purple.
What?
That you started out with that stencil butter.
It was. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Oh, see, that's all. That's plum. That's a paint booger right there. And I need to get that out of the bottom of this so that I can actually use this for something else.
Mm-hmm.
But I just had extra of this, remember? And I need to get on this because I'm sitting here and yammering.
And then I think perhaps the silvery white or whatever it is.
Because yes.
You need to lighten it up.
Lighten it up. And then I think I had some green in here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A little green. And then because it turned to green, I had to add a little bit of red.
Yeah.
So you see,
you just gotta
it's just not a simple
You gotta
answer.
neutralize it out. And then those butters, it's a little trickier.
Let's get over here where we've got a little more contrast going on. That's pretty. And they do dry fairly rapidly, so that you see. I'm not getting that to come off on the edge where the tape is. That looks pretty cool.
Well, and I'll just take this oh, hello, Tammy. I was just about to say, I'll take this opportunity to say hello. Welcome to anybody that is popping in here. Do say hello in the chat. We would love to say hello back. If you want to hang out in the background, totally fine. Those of you that haven't given the thumbsy upsies, we would very much appreciate it. If you do, if you're new to the channel, do subscribe. We stream 3 times a week. This is a Tuesday. And we also go on Thursday at 3 p.m. Central Time and then 10 a.m. on Sundays. Here you go. Look at what I did. Look at that little...
Look at how cool this little stencil looks now. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Oh, I love it. I think it's very Asian looking.
It is. I put the little... Did you notice I cut it to where the little thing bumps up at the top?
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, if it stays that way, I don't know, but we'll see.
I just love it. I think you should round the corners at the top and leave the bottom square.
Well, I'm not going to do any of that until
the back. You get the back done.
Yeah, and I don't know what you want to do with the back.
But look at this. Look at this now. Isn't that gorgeous? But can you see how the little orifices are blocked up? So this will have to go to the bath and be scrubbed with a soft toothbrush.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do that right now, and I'm going to take this in there and soak this and get the rest of this out. But I want to put my drawers back in before I fall over those and kill myself.
Well, why don't you let me do that, and you carry on with something that's, you know.
Yeah, just put it in the water.
Yes,
Put
I
it
have
in
the
the
little
water.
I have it the little tray. Working.
Okay, and this is looking very spectacular. You know, there's lots of potential out here on this one. This again is just a brayer off. So you want to keep those brayer offs and, you know, don't discount. Look at that pretty spot right here. And now we've got this stuff down here, and I've got little fuzzy hairy things on my fingers. From whence they came, I know not. Alrighty. Okay, that's dry enough that I can stack something on.
Oh, no worries, Jared.
What?
I think that you'd want to be careful with. I would want to know where the roses came from. She says, can't you eat? There are certain flowers that you can't eat, but I would make sure that they are ones that are for sure edible. And anything that came from, like,
that's been sprayed to keep aphids off or something, yeah.
Or whatever other stuff
if
that they.
For my garden,
yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it. I know that you can eat chrysanthemums. You can make tea with chrysanthemums.
Mm-hmm.
You can eat nasturtiums. Are quite lovely. I don't know. You want to be careful though, because flowers are absolutely poisonous, like lilies. Don't be munching on the lilies, and don't allow your cats to munch on the lilies.
Oh, lilies make me crazy. Talk about, like, I always get.
They will poison your kitty. So you should be very careful if you have a kitty and lilies.
All right. What else?
Okay, well, here. Okay, these are things that, okay, mostly I pick them up on my socks when I go downstairs. But they're on the floor. And we have this chocolate colored flooring. You know, faux wood flooring, chocolate covered.
Actually, it is real wood. It's just,
Oh.
it's just about, you know, like.
Oh, it's a laminate.
Yeah. But it is real.
So I just pick these little jobbers up and you know, bring them along. And I especially like these little things. And I said, why haven't I received more of these?
Nobody gets these because, let me just tell you, unless you want to come clean my house, nobody gets these because they're tiny. And it's not something
Look
that's.
at that little
That's why they're all over the floor, because they fly.
Look at that.
When we scrape the mats.
Cuter than, you know. I'm just going to glue these on here willy-nilly. I think that they're just fun. And I love this little jobber here. It kind of needs to be a focal point because I only have one. So we'll have all the little swords pointing to the one.
Patty says she joined a rose gardening group, and they asked all the new people to introduce themselves. I said I was raising roses to eat, and they looked aghast. Don't invite her back.
Cannibalizing the roses.
Eat them.
Horrors.
That lady wants to eat them.
Okay, I only have one of those. I don't know what it is. And I don't like those because they're too fat. But I want to get this little guy up here. Because I just think he needs to be right next to that one right there. Mm-hmm. Look at that. Now see, isn't that just
having deciding
clever?
Problems, but...
Clever. Oh, but it's too big. Okay, I like it. Let's glue it down.
It depends on your internet, Martha. But yeah, that's a long time.
What is it?
She said, "Why does a 12-minute video take 2 hours to upload to YouTube?" But
you might want to start. You might want to change your services.
Yeah, you need a better upload rate. Here's what I'm going to do because I really love this edge over here.
Would you please call me the next time you have more of these little guys?
It's ridiculous. And see, here's because we tell people if it's so small we are not sending it, and then here you are because you've come along and picked them up off your socks. I'm just.
Smush. Oh no, this one's going to be a real challenge. It kind of looks like a crab.
I love it. Our ladies are getting ready for the Makers Creative Collab. Martha's in there. Sharon, Texture Junkies. I promise I'm going to get back into it at some point. I just needed a little break. And Sharon is doing a wonderful job. Sorry, I'm concentrating on cutting this lovely grungy stuff that was on the edge. Because I wanted it, but I also wanted the flower not to be messed up.
That wasn't exactly where I wanted that, but that's where it is. I'm not a picky gluer.
She is not. She is not. Hello, Kathy!
And thank God for, you know, clear glue. Everything I glue has oozy woozies.
She thinks it's clear. It's clear enough. Just,
What are you saying?
sometimes I can see your extra glue. Yes.
Well, don't tell me about it, okay?
That's kind of where I was erring with it, yeah. Oh, sugar biscuits.
I don't think I'm going to put my moon up here for my little funny thing that really did ooze out. Oh, well. Say lovely.
Oh, here, Brad say. So, hey, everybody in the chat, if you do want these, we can supply them. However, we will be using a scraper, and if they are bent, ripped, or mangled, well... or you're not, like, going to get them all because they end up, like, on the floor, and I'm not... The only way those get picked up are on people's socks, or when the broom comes out, and we deal with it that way. And then once that happens, you don't want them because there's going to be cat hair, dog hair...
Cheerios.
You know, just things that we live with around here. When I talk about this stuff, I really start to go, I just...
Okay, so we're talking about this today. And, you know, one of the places that the mats get scraped is the kitchen table. And sometimes, you know, it gets cleaned off prior to, sometimes afterwards. I told Mariah, I said, you know, most of the people that we're sending stuff to, they're not going to care if there's a spare Cheerio or something in the mix. You know, they're just going to be happy to have some stuff. I just don't think it would be a deal breaker, you know. Cat hair, dog hairs, people hairs.
Yeah, but, I mean, we've got to know you. I've got to know that...
Yeah, that you're not going to be judgy.
That you're not going to be like, oh, I'm so sorry that Mariah has to live in these conditions.
Poor old Mariah.
Poor old Mariah. Because it really is poor old Mariah. Okay, I'm going to hand this over to you because I need some oohing and on.
Well, just a minute. I started this, and I have to stick this one down.
Okay, hold on here.
Like I said, I'm a messy gluer. I don't argue with that. I end up more on my hands, and after a while, I can't even glue anything down because it sticks to me. Because if I move this and I have, you know, these are lost, never to be found again. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? Oh, look at that. It kind of looks like a skeleton going, ooh! See that? think it looks pretty cool. What?
Diane says, Mariah, you need to get back. So that way, when I go back, because who else is going to do my end screen? See, I was too good to you guys.
Who's going to do what?
Set up her end screen for.
What does that mean? Well, is this it?
You're supposed to be looking at that edge. The fact that I made sure that the flower ended up where it is and saved the gooky edge.
I like the gooky edge. I don't like the white here or the white there. Is that going to come off?
Yes. With your head.
Y'all heard it here. She's elder abuse. Elder abuse.
Here, so you can focus on the good stuff here. Let's try this again.
Okay.
And I'll square that up.
She's using scissors. I would never use scissors in that capacity. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, yes.
So, please.
I love that edge. I'm so glad you left that edge.
And notice, I came back in and colored it. I used 2 different markers.
Huh.
Look.
Oh my goodness, look at that, ladies.
Because I tore it, and then I was like, oh, sugar. I need to fix that to blend it back in. So, that's what it did.
I thought it was all my gel plating.
Bye, Julie.
Did I tell you all I cooked today? I made
she did. She made the
chicken enchiladas.
most excellent enchiladas. Oh, we're past time. But anyway, okay.
Guacamole and pico.
So, Deb C says we're missing revenue opportunity. You can auction off the chance to pick up your bitty bits once a week for someone. Oh, well.
I told her, I said, I think that you need to be scraping this stuff into, well, it goes into recycle, but we all know how that works.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I found another one. Did that fall off? Oh, shucky darn.
All right. Well, guys, this was super duper fun. Lots of tweaking happening.
I had a great time. I hope you all did.
We will be back on Thursday. We're going to do the book. If you're really interested in these, reach out to me. I will either hook you up with a little template, so that way you can use whatever papers you want. Just reach out to me, either on Facebook or send me an email or whatever. Whatever makes you happy. You want the email, then you can find it here on our channel, or down below, or here in the chat. 1 second, I will put it, helps if I'm in my chat. Hashtag email. Nightbot will be dropping it in here in just a second. That is my email. So reach out to me. I will try to, work out something with you on getting you the little template to create those stuffed pocket things. But otherwise, we'll see you back here on Thursday. Thanks for hanging with us.
Bye.
Bye.